Look, I don't know how old Jackie Johnson is, but this picture makes her look like she's in her goddamn 60s. And something tells me she's nowhere near that age. But it's amazing because I just did a video about her a couple days ago, and here we are a couple days later and with her mugshot. So the last time we talked about her, they basically said that they had, I guess, some evidence, to charge her with something. Well, now she's officially been indicted, and this is her mugshot. So this was posted on news4jax.com on September 8th, 2021. It says ex-Brunswick DA indicted for misconduct in Ahmaud Arbery case surrenders. Jackie Johnson, who was district attorney for the Brunswick Judicial Circuit for 10 years, turned herself in at the Glenn County Sheriff's Office early Wednesday morning. Bond was set at $10,000. It should have been no bond, or should have been way higher. But she was released on her own recognizance, meaning she did not have to pay a cash bond. Then why the hell did you even arrest her then? Or give her a bond if she didn't have to pay one? Johnson, age 49, that's a haggard Leaf 49, who was strongly criticized over the way she handled the Ahmaud Arbery case, was indicted last week by a Glenn County grand jury on charges of violation of oath of public officer and obstruction of a police officer. The charges are related to the investigation surrounding the deadly shooting of Arbery. Specifically, the indictment accuses Johnson in February 2020 of violating her oath as district attorney by showing favor and affection to Greg McMichael during the investigation. Greg McMichael had once worked as an investigator in Johnson's office. Johnson also failed to treat Ahmaud Arbery and his family fairly with dignity. The indictment states, it alleges that after Arbery's death, Johnson sought the assistance of Waycross Judicial Circuit District Attorney George Barnhill, and after disqualifying her for office, recommended Barnhill to the Attorney General's office for appointment as the case prosecutor without disclosing that she had previously sought Barnhill's assistance on the case. Did y'all hear all of that? Like, when I had heard that Greg McMichael had called her and, they went through what he actually said, I said they have a very close relationship. I'm not going to say it was intimate or anything like that, but they had a close working relationship. Like, the way that he addressed her in a manner as if this was someone he has known for years. Like, if she could get him out of something, she could and she would. If it was not for those videos being released of what we saw, she and they would have most likely got away with this entire thing. This wouldn't even be a topic of discussion. And if it would, it probably wouldn't happen until much later. The indictment also alleges Johnson knowingly and willfully directed officers to not arrest Greg McMichael and his adult son, Greg McMichael's adult son, Travis McMichael. Attorney General Chris Carr announced the indictment on Thursday after requesting that the Georgia Bureau of Investigation launch an investigation in May 2020. A judge signed the warrant for Johnson's arrest on Thursday, the same day the indictment was handed down. What I think is important about the case is accountability. I think the Attorney General in Georgia felt that it was very important, as do many people in the community, that she be held accountable. No, she didn't. Because I think she might have a history of doing this. I don't think this is her first time even doing this. And now she really held accountable if she was released on her own recognizance and didn't have to pay a bond to get out. Whether she be convicted or not, that's a separate question, said Brunswick criminal defense lawyer Paige Pate, who is not affiliated with the case. These charges are not clear cut. It's kind of a stretch to say simply because of the way she handled the situation, she committed a felony offense. That's going to be an uphill climb for the Attorney General, but regardless of the outcome, bringing the indictment here in Glenn County sends a strong message about accountability, one that I'm sure she doesn't have. Pate said these criminal charges against her relate directly to what she did in the Arbery case and do not seem to impact any other case she had while she was a district attorney. They need to look at it, though. But if there's evidence that Johnson showed favoritism or improperly influenced the actions of police, attorneys could seek to reopen those cases upon request. That I wholeheartedly agree they should do. I mean, she did it right here. So I say, get that shovel and get the digging. News4Jax has reached out to the Attorney General's office to find out when Johnson will be in court next. Generally, in any state and case in Georgia, after the arrest occurs, there's a period of time before the person is called back into court to enter a formal plea. Pate said. He said Then motions could be filed, potentially hearings, and then a trial if the case is not resolved. Newford Jacks called John Ossick, the attorney based in Kingsland who was representing Johnson, but was unable to get through to him. If convicted, the violation of oath of a public officer is a felony charge that carries a sentence of 1 to 5 years. The obstruction of hindering a law enforcement officer charge is a misdemeanor that carries up to 12 months. And I'm not going to read the rest of it because the rest of it is basically the report, and we've already read the report. But they need to lock this haggard bitch up, and also make sure that they go through with a fine-tooth comb of all her other investigations, because if she could do that with this, imagine what she's done with other cases. I mean, she told them not to arrest Travis McMichael, the son. She gave them direct orders not to do it. I can't stand looking at this teaching Mrs. Tingle looking skank. And for those of you who don't know about that movie, Teaching Mrs. Tingle, it was a movie that came out back in the late 90s with Helen Mirren and Katie Holmes. It was actually a pretty good movie in hindsight. Yeah. I think what's even more worse is the fact that there's more people out there like her. Way more. I mean, we've heard stories before that they'll cover up for certain people who need a favor done. I mean, Greg McMichael, he called her personally and said, Jackie, I'm in a bind. I need some help here. I did something that, I don't think I can get out of myself. So I need some assistance from you. And she was like, okay, bet. And she was getting ready to handle that. They could, like I said, if it wasn't for the video, they would have completely walked away from this. And I wonder if they're going to do a trial for her. When are they going to do it? Are they going to do it before the McMichaels? Because I don't even think the trial for them has really began yet. Or are they going to wait until after to see what the outcome is? And even if, say, hypothetically, the outcome isn't the one that we want or the one that's deserved, she still deserves to go to trial and still needs to be held accountable for what she did, because she definitely played a part in this. But I'm going to be honest. I don't think there's a way, I hope, that the McMichaels can even get away with this. But anything can happen. I'm just putting it out there what I believe can possibly be an outcome that is deserved. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments.